Good morning, students. Welcome back, students. Today I am going to revise our chapter, that is Introducing Western Sociologist. So, first of all today I want to discuss about Western thinkers Max Weber, Max Weber, interpretive sociology, and the bureaucracy. Interpretive sociology actually is an approach. Students, you have to remember all the things and the facts are present in our Western sociologists. What they want to say actually. Max Weber interpretive sociology. It's a very new concepts for all of you because first time you are studying the Western sociologist. It's a interpretive sociology is an approach developed by Max Weber that centers on the importance of meaning and action when studying social trends and problems. This approach differs from positivistic sociology by recognizing that the subjective experiences, like the beliefs um, and the behavior of people, are equally important to study and are observable objectives facts. In our book, we have Max Weber's interpretive sociology. Interpretive sociology was developed and popularized by Max Weber. This theoretical approach and the research method that go with it is rooted in the German word verstehen, which means to understand. In particular, to have a meaningful understanding of something. To participate interpretive sociology is to attempt and understand social phenomena from the standpoint of those involved in it. So it is so to speak to attempt to walk in someone else's shoes and see the world as they see it. Interpretive sociology is thus focused on understanding the meaning that those studied give to their beliefs, values, actions, behavior, and social relationships with people and institutions. This approach was producing theory and research encourages sociologists to view those studied as thinking and feeling subjects are opposed to objects to scientific research. Weber developed interpretive sociology because he saw a deficiency in the positive sociology. Positive sociology means pioneered by Emile Durkheim, worked to make sociology be seen as a science by centering empirical quantitative data as its practice. However, Weber, George Simmel recognized that the positivistic approach is not able to capture all social phenomena, nor is it able to fully explain why all social phenomena occur or what is important to understand about them. Okay, so this approach focuses on objects, data, whereas interpretive sociologist focused on subjects, means people. So students, I hope if you read out the books, so I hope you can understand. So if you will face any kind of problem, then you can ask it in my Zoom class. Next, I am going to discuss about Max Weber bureaucracy. Max Weber bureaucracy is a theory. Max Weber, a German scientist, defines bureaucracy as a highly structured and formalized and also an impersonal organization. What I said, students, please try to remember all these things, because today's class experience, and students, you don't have any clear idea about bureaucracy. That's why I am telling it once again, that it's a highly structured, formalized and also impersonal organization. He also instituted the belief that an organization must have a definite hierarchical order on the hierarchical structure and clear rules, regulations, and lines of authority which govern it. Max Weber bureaucracy ideally has the some of the important characteristics, like specialization of labor. It's a first and foremost characteristic, specializations of labor. If anyone want to run our institutions or office or schools, then he or she or the management has to follow some of the important criteria, like specializations of labor, a formal set of rules and regulations, well defined hierarchy within the organization, impersonality in the applications of rules. Impersonality in the applications of rules. Okay, so all these are the criteria of a bureaucratic system. Now, bureaucratic organizations evolved from traditional structure due to some of the following changes. Yes, bureaucratic organization evolved from traditional structure. What are the structures? In traditional structure, the leader delegates duties and can change them at any time. However, over time, this changed and there was a clear specifications of jurisdiction were along with the distributions of activities as official duties. In a bureaucratic organization, the subordinates follow the order of the superior. Okay. It's a tradition. On the other hand, in traditional structure, the authority was diffused. Rules are exhaustive, stable, and employees can learn them easily. Further, the organization records them in permanent files. So, personal property is separate from the office property. Also, the means of production or administration belong to the office. Next, the selections of official is based on technical qualification and appointment and not an election. Further, officials receive a salary as compensation for their work. In our book, in our NCERT book, students, Max Weber bureaucratic system, it has 6 major principles. Yes, first is a formal hierarchical structure. Second is rules-based management. Third one is functional specialty organization. Fourth is up-focused or in-focused mission. Fifth is impersonal. And last one is the sixth one is employment based on technical qualification. Okay, so from the first, a formal hierarchical structure. What does it mean? In a bureaucratic organization, each level controls the level below it. Also, the level above it controls it. A formal hierarchy is the basis of central planning and centralized decision making. That is the first principle, a formal hierarchical structure. Clear? The second is the rules-based management. If anyone want to run our institutions or organization, there will be a strong set of rules. The organization uses rules to exert control. Therefore, the lower level obey the decision of the higher levels. Right? Third one is the functional specialty organization. In the point, specialists do the work. Also, the organization divides employees into units based on the type of work they do or the skill they possess. In the point, we can see that the functional specialty of organization means the specializations of work, means the division of labor. So, Marx adopt the concepts from the Emile Durkheim division of labor. If you don't divide the work, if you don't create any division of labor, then the specialty of the organization will not be there. So that's why it's need. So specialists do the work. Also, the organization divides employees into unit based on the types of work they do or the skill they possess. Next, fourth point is the up-focused or the in-focused mission. In the mission of the organization is to serve the stockholders, board, or the other agency that empowered it. Then it is up-focused. On the other hand, if the mission is to serve the organizations itself and those within it, like generating profit, then it is in focused. For example, like a school, like your school, it's a CBSE board. So the school is empowered the children. That's why it's an example of up focused. Okay. Next point is impersonal. Impersonal means bureaucratic organization treat all employees equally. They also treat all customers equally. They do not allow individual differences to influence them. Understood? Next point is employment based on traditional qualification. Selection as well as the promotion of employees is based on technical qualification and skills. While these rules have received criticism from many corners, but still now in today's life we are following a bureaucracy. Without bureaucracy we cannot run a system. Without the bureaucratic concept we cannot operate any organizations or any office like that. So still now we are following the Max Weber theory bureaucracy. Now students, you can face different kinds of questions like what are the 6 major principles of Max Weber bureaucratic firm? Okay. You also face the division of labor, right? A short note about the division of labor. So students, today we revised the chapter introducing Western sociologist, last theorist, that is the Max Weber. Max Weber, 2 things is important, that is one is interpretive sociology and another one is the bureaucracy. I hope all we will clear your views. For that you have to read the books thoroughly. Okay. Next things now I want to discuss, that is social action. Social actions also are known as the Weberian social action. It is an act which takes into account the action and the reactions of individuals, means the agent. According to Max Weber, an action is social if the acting individuals take account of the behavior of others and is thereby oriented in its course. That is social action. Now the types of social actions also you have to know. Rational action. First one is rational action. Rational action is known as the value rational action. Actions which are taken because it leads to a valued goal, but with no thought of its consequences and often without considerations of the appropriateness of the means chooses to achieve it. Value rational or the instrumentally rational social action is divided into two groups. One is the rational consideration and the rational orientation. What is rational consideration and rational orientation? Rational consideration is when secondary results are taken into account rationally. This is also considered alternative means when secondary consequences have ended. Determining this mean of action is quite hard and even incompatible. Rational orientation is being able to recognize and understand certain mediums under common condition. According to Max Weber, heterogeneous actors and groups that are competing find it hard to settle on a certain medium and understand the common social action. Next action is the instrumental action. Instrumental actions means value relation which are planned and taken after evaluating the goal in relations to other goals and after thorough considerations of various means to achieve it. For example, a high school student preparing for life as a lawyer. The students knows that in order to get into college, they must take the appropriate test and fill out the proper forms to get into college and then do well in college in order to get into law school and ultimately realize their goal to becoming a lawyer. If the student chooses not to do well in college, they know that it will be difficult to get into law school and ultimately achieve the goal of being a lawyer. Thus, students must take the appropriate step to reach the ultimate goal. That is rational choice. That's why it's known as the rational action. Another one is the effectual action. Students, you just try to understand all these kinds of actions. No need to know about in depth. Okay, so effectual actions is also known as the emotional action. It is an action which are taken due to one's emotion to express personal feeling. For example, cheering after a victory, crying at a funeral would be effective action. Understood what I said? So, effective actions again are divided into two ways. That is uncontrolled reaction and emotional tension. Okay. Next is rational action. I already said that traditional action, social action model, social actions. So students, lots of social actions are present, but all are related to the values and the beliefs and the facts of our behavior. That is related to our behavior. It's also a theory of Max Weber. So students, one thing I want to say, and repeatedly I'm saying that introducing Western sociologies is a new chapter for all of you, for the class 11 students, those who are new in sociology. So that's why I'm requesting to all of you, please go through the chapter. If you will face any kind of queries or any questions, then you can ask it in my Zoom class. No need to worry. I will give all the questions and the tentative MCQs also. So revise the chapter again and again. That's all for today. Thank you everyone.